A piper leads a procession into a wood. It's where 75 years ago a Royal Air Force Halifax bomber crashed. 2 years after parts of the plane were found here, the Second World War crew is remembered. A memorial stone is unveiled.
We were so amazed to suddenly get the news that people were looking for us.
Some of the men's relatives have come, including Chris Boylan. Her uncle was the Halifax's tail gunner, Flight Sergeant Jeff Brown.
We never knew what happened to our uncle. They didn't know which mission he was on, and I now have his logbook. In it says death presumed.
Halifax DK165 had actually attacked the Skoda plants at Pilsen early on the 17th of April 1943. The 76 Squadron bomber was shot down near Speyerdorf in South Germany. After the wreckage was removed, traces of the aircraft quickly vanished. Decades later, records and eyewitness accounts would lead Eric Veeman back to the crash site. The former Dutch Marine belongs to a research group that works with archaeologists.
The first attack was probably by a night fighter, and the second attack was probably from the airfield over there, from flak, because it was already flying very low. And it was then split in many parts. One small part over here, and the rest of the parts over there on this side. 6
of the crew were killed, including the pilot, Sergeant Ken Webb.
There was this explosion.
His nephew, also Ken Webb, is named after him, and among the families Eric Veeman has traced.
To come here, actually standing in the woodland, knowing it's almost identical to what it would have been when they came down on that morning. There is a whole series of photographs taken on the 17th of April 1943 of the actual crash site. And you think, yes, but all around the trees are just like the trees now.
And if it wasn't for those trees, Steve Mitchell and his son Chris would never have existed. Steve's father was Sergeant Les Mitchell and the only survivor of the crash. As the aircraft broke up, he was trapped in the rear section, but the trees miraculously broke his fall.
These trees saved his life, and that's why I'm here. You know, I feel it's a way to honor him, you know, being here, and that he survived. And this is the part where his life almost ended.
Flight Sergeant Stanley Braybrook and other crew members were less fortunate. They were buried in a local cemetery, but they had an unexpected carer.
One young German girl came each day and put flowers on their graves in Speyerdorf cemetery because she felt for them, 6 lonely airmen far from home.
That 11-year-old girl was Haida Kraus, who eventually confessed to her mother. She says, "My mother told me that every person arrives in the world as an innocent. They only become bad later. If you think this helps you," she said, "then you should carry on visiting." Today, many have come to honour the RAF bomber crew. There's even a tribute in Welsh.
The site is marked. For the families, that is fantastic. As a Royal Air Force officer, I think that's wonderful. Really brilliant.
Now there will always be a reminder here of the crew of Halifax DK165, a lasting tribute beneath German trees. Rob Olver, Forces News, Speyerdorf in South Germany.